Hey guys, Mal here, and today I'm going to show you how to build the Bundy Trap Base. This compact and simple trap base managed to trap over 15 people across the day or so that we were using it. Not only that, but as some of you would have seen in my previous videos, it proved to be a pretty bad time for poor Bundy. Interestingly, the majority of the people that we trapped with it seemed to think it was actually an active base rather than an empty trap base. Hilariously, some of those that were trapped have over 2,000 hours on Rust. We even ended up getting threatened with being raided if we didn't remove the shotgun traps. Of course, we did no such thing, because if some idiots want to raid an empty trap base, well, go right ahead, enjoy your handmade shells, I guess. Anyway, let's take a look at how we build it, starting with the building and upkeep costs. As you can see, this trap base is ridiculously cheap, and even more so if you don't bother honeycombing it. Now start off by putting 2 square foundations as low as possible. Build high triangle foundations around these, upgrade everything bar the first square foundation to stone, and destroy the first foundation. You can leave it in if you want, however it does nothing for the design and it just adds to the cost. Next, build walls on the inner perimeter of the high foundations. Put a door at the end where we destroyed the foundation, and make sure the opposite end is 2 half walls. Now roof it off. After that, we're going to get the TC down in the corner here, so that nobody can f with you or the base. Now it's up to you whether or not you want to honeycomb the trap base and add an airlock. Personally, I feel like it makes the whole thing more believable, and makes anyone that you really piss off have to use more booms to get in. Lastly, we have to deal with the interior. I know it may seem excessive adding the furnaces and workbench, however, I really do think that it helped with the success of the trap base. It just made it feel like it was actually a base, rather than just a trap. So throw a workbench here next to the TC. This is to block people being able to get past the traps on the off chance they manage to survive the firing squad. Next, put 2 furnaces at the back. You don't have to have them running, they're mostly just there so the shotgun traps are less noticeable, as well as making the base more believable. Next, build a half wall here with the soft side facing the back of the base. This is so the shotgun traps can get through it more easily. Build a floor here and upgrade it to stone. It could actually just be wood, however we don't want people to have any suspicions. We want them to think this is a base that they have just managed to go deep on and run straight in. After that's in, put your shotgun traps in as close to the half wall as possible and throw some handmade in them. Now put a floor in and throw some unlocked large boxes up here. We opted to go with 3 of them so that you can have the front one facing out to show that they aren't locked and entice people even more. Additionally, having them at this height draws attention up and away from the shotgun traps. Lastly, we're going to add a small box here and a sleeping bag as far over the edge as we can. The box is to slow them down as they come in so there's no chance of them getting past the traps. The sleeping bag hides the shotgun traps perfectly from the entrance, even if the victim jumps to try and see what's going on down there. That's it. Now just run about farming, fire off an Eoka a bunch of times, whatever you feel will bring people. Once they get there and start attacking you, get to the trap base, throw the door open, and let them kill you. I'd recommend leaving the inner door open, that way you only need to get 1 door open before they kill you. I'd also recommend throwing a bag down in a nearby bush so you can get back to the trap base quickly to grab the loot and run off to your actual base. Speaking of which, do not build the trap base near your main base. You are going to piss someone off that will come back to raid, and if they're smart about it, they'll raid a base nearby rather than raiding the trap base. We even went as far as to have a small decoy base set up nearby, just in case anyone saw us running off with the loot from the trap base. We'd store it in the decoy base temporarily, and then once things cooled off a bit, run it back to our main base. I know that may seem a little paranoid, however a group we trapped did in fact come back and raid the decoy base, so it was definitely worth it for us. Now for those of you that have been feeling bad for Bundy after the previous videos, you'll be happy to know that after we finished up recording, we had a chat and we decided we just couldn't do it to him. We got Bundy on my Discord, and shortly after that he was officially part of our little gang. None of that guest code shit either. He has full access to our bases and is more than welcome anytime he'd like to join us on any future wipes. So Bundy, welcome to our little family of misfits, and I personally hope you enjoy your stay. Lastly, before we finish up here, I want to quickly chat to everyone about Charitable Rust. Now, for those of you that haven't heard of it, Charitable Rust is a yearly charity event that is hosted and ran by the team over at Rustified. They do a 12-hour Twitch stream and hold a number of in-game events with some very well-known special guests, and there's even prizes to be won. Since they started, they've managed to absolutely destroy the previous year's efforts, and I'm hoping they can do the same again this time around. Each year they pick a different cause, and this time it's a charity called Charity Water. A simple name and cause, though incredibly important, as their mission is to get clean water to those in need. Clean water is a luxury that we all often take for granted, such as the prick behind me. Actually, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, right. Imagine for a moment that you had to cross the entire map to get some water, and when you do, it f***s you up. Now imagine that we aren't talking about water in a video game. 663 million people in real life don't have access to clean water. They can't just go to the tap and get a glass of water like we can. Take a minute to really think about that, because it is absolutely f***ed. Rustified are hosting this event on the 17th of November, and I'll put a link to their site in the description. If you can spare a few bucks, or even just check out the stream for a while, it will genuinely help them. Anyway, that's all from me this time around. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.